What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to Real Res Talk. We are unfiltered tonight. We've got Nick. He's back from his Tory conference / golf trip. Nick, Chivy is back from, is it Paris you went to, Chivy?
Yeah, I did Paris and Amsterdam.
Paris and Amsterdam, so he's been on a world tour. Lads, we're going to get into everything with Man United Brighton. We're going to talk about the Champions League qualification. We're going to talk about individual players. First things first, because you guys weren't around on Sunday, me, Shreyas, and Adam sort of covered a review. Nick, we'll get into individuals and like specific things, but watching that game, and I'm sure you've watched it back now, what were some of your favourite things that you saw? Like you looked at it and you were like, I really like that. That was something I was really impressed with. Or we'll get into like specifics, but just sort of give me your thoughts on the game.
I'd like to just touch on the Tory comment first, if that's okay. just brush past that. I agree with you. It is golf for people who are watching. It is a Tory sport because you get into it and you're like, oh, I've got to pay all this money.
Yeah.
This sport is so fucking expensive. And then when you're on a course, you're looking around and you're like,
it's very white. It's very white, isn't it?
It's kind of like, 60-year-olds who've got about £1 million in the pension, and you're kind of like, oh, fuck it. But it is a very enjoyable and very challenging sport. That's what I will say on it. It is so hard and technical. But we'll speak about technicalities of football rather than golf. I don't think people want to hear me going on about how shit I am at golf. So the game in itself, I did miss the first half because I was on the last 4 holes, on the course. And I was like, can we just fucking hurry up, please? Because I want to catch this game.
It's graceful.
So I was just, I know it's unacceptable. I was sat genuinely, Civir, I was sat in a golf cart and I was like, I will skip these holes right now because I want to catch the start. And everyone was like, no, just finish it.
Chivy, they were trying to get him to fill out his Tory membership, form and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, like, will you vote for our leaders, please?
Yeah.
No, so yeah, I managed when I got back at night. I sat there, I went back to the room to watch the game. He was like, "You're not having a drink?" I said, "I'll have a few, but I want to go watch the match because I missed it, man. So I want to see like how we did." And I thought straight off the bat, the pressing was so much better, so much better under Ten Hag. It always seemed like really disjointed. And even under Solskjaer, and sometimes it's down to kind of the profile of the player, and sometimes it's down to like genuine work rate, right? How hungry are they? But it then becomes a domino effect because then the players that are behind them, like your Delits, and they're more confident in stepping forward and pressing and nicking the ball off them. So everyone then as a unit kind of comes together. And it works as one, rather than whenever we did it under previous managers, it was one guy going, and then they just exploit the spaces. So there's plenty more I want to get into, but I'll just start off with that first and foremost, because I thought that was something that stood out to me.
Yeah, Chivy, I saw a lot of, we're going to get into, individual players, and I'm going to pick, your brains on those, but, when you sort of looked at that squad that lined up, Dallo aside, did you look at that and were quite confident that's our strongest team, we can get something from this, even though it was Brighton, who sort of historically we haven't done well against?
Yeah, I mean, we can sit back now after the game and after the result and be, but remember, just before that game, it was a completely different feeling, going to playing Brighton, and I had no idea what to expect. Of course, having Dallo in the side, it's never really, never. I mean, it's funny because I don't hate the guy, but it's just playing in these positions, he's just always lacking in something. He's always out of position, or he's not following up quick enough, and all that kind of stuff. But apart from that, I think it's pretty much a side that all of us would have chosen. Maybe some people would have gone for Dogo to start with, but it is what it is. But yeah, it was really good. I mean, Nick touched on the pressing part of it. I was quite impressed. I mean, remember when we had Ragnick, who was supposed to be the godfather of the gegenpress?
45 minutes that lasted against Palace, didn't it? And then that went.
After a while, after Ragnick, after all the coaches that we've had, and seeing how terrible we've been in pressing, it was just one of those things that I just felt like it's just not for us. We're just never going to be good at pressing, and it was just, maybe we should just give it up. But then, seeing that yesterday, and Brighton as well, I think it was systematic because Brighton like to play up on the back. Verbrogen is good. He's a really good goalkeeper with his feet as well. He has that confidence, that sort of thing. Lewis Dunk is good on the ball. I forgot, what's the other defender?
Van Heck.
Van Heck.
Yeah, Van Heck. I think, I'm not sure, but I think he's also quite confident with the ball as well. So I think it's one of those things that we probably would have worked on in training because we haven't seen that type of pressing all season. And we've pressed well on occasion and been well, but yesterday, oh sorry, not yesterday. When it happened, the game
Saturday.
when it happened, Saturday. Yeah, that day, like the pressing was on point, and I think the first, this Casemiro's goal, both goals came from Preston, from Preston, didn't they?
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean that was great. But yeah, speaking on the squad, yeah, I mean before the game, I wasn't. It was all up in the air. I did not know what to expect from that game because it's Brighton. It's super bogey, super bogey.
Yeah.
So, yeah, in hindsight, yeah, we probably made the right decision with most of the starting.
Yeah, I'm going to touch on some individuals, Nick. We'll start with your boy, Benjamin Sesko.
I'm sorry, guys. Every time we say I'm going to touch, this pause thing is terrible.
Okay, sorry.
Because I'm going to touch on. Like,
it's unfiltered, so all right, don't worry about it.
It's like
sorry,
you know, they use stuff like slip balls in and all that sort of.
Yeah.
Have you seen? Sorry, I really don't want to derail this, but have you seen Peter Crouch when he does like the starting 11s of like named after vaginas? It's one of the funniest things ever. So they get like footballers' names, and the second names they'll put it with like Lewis. Like if it was Lewis Weaver, they'll put Lewis Beaver and things like that. Go and watch it. You will sit there pissing yourself for 10 minutes. It's some incredible ones, genuinely. Sorry, go on.
Sorry, go on.
We'll definitely look at that. But yeah. We'll not touch on Benjamin Sesko. We'll mention Benjamin Sesko.
Yeah. I'll touch him. I'll tell you that for free.
Yeah, there you go. He did score a goal, but he was involved heavily in the game. Like some of his touches, his link-up play. I think he did get an assist, if I'm right. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He did. He assisted Bournemouth's goal.
Yes.
Also, guys, did you hear what Gary Neville had to say about like Sesko?
What?
No.
Yeah, like he didn't. I think he made some.
Oh, he said they weren't that connection there yet. Was it something like that?
Oh yeah,
I'll touch on Gary Neville because he was off his mind like for several things. That's in the negative part, but yeah, like his link-up play, some of the stuff he played, I thought he was really effective and didn't get mentioned. I know you're a big fan of it, so I just wanted to sort of get your thoughts on it. We're gonna talk about Brian and Mbeumo. Don't worry about it, but yeah, just your thoughts on that because I thought you had a really effective game despite not scoring a goal.
Yeah, in this era nowadays, obviously strikers in particular judged off what they're doing in front of the goal, right? In terms of how many goals they're getting. He's got a couple of goals. Has he been as active in front of goal as I would like him to be? Probably not. Like I want to see him more, getting more shots off. I mean, I don't know what the average stats are, but I don't imagine
he does as well. I'm sure he does.
Yeah, like at the minute, it seems like I think Chewy's touched on this before as well. It seems like he's playing a bit more of a facilitator role. Yeah. So they're playing into him and he's dragging centre backs, obviously, because he's quite a big lad. He takes up quite a big presence. So people want to deal with him. And then, if you get Mbeumo, Mbeumo 1v1, or Cunha or Ahmad, like it's curtains in it for most defenders. So he's playing that almost a bit of a nucleus role where he's like creating a bit of a black hole in the middle of the pitch. And then people are kind of springing off that a little bit. I thought just watching it as... Obviously, I'm a massive fan of Sesko anyway, but just watching it like individually, he didn't do much wrong. I thought everything, like some nice flicks, it was in the right areas at the right time. And the biggest difference for me, as opposed to Rasmus Højlund, is so much cleaner technically in any department. Whether you play it, into his chest, on his feet, dribbling with the ball, positioning on the pitch, he's miles ahead of Rasmus Højlund in that aspect. And it was something that we was looking for. So if he played like that most days, I wouldn't be bothered. Just bring the goals with it on top of it. And I think United fans will be happy.
I think I put that in the group chat. It's like, if you don't score goals, you have to contribute to the team and work hard. And I think he did that. Like, he didn't score, but he contributed and he worked hard. And that's something Rasmus Højlund, like, if he didn't score, he didn't offer anything. Like, he offered nothing for this team. So
it was a dud in the game whenever he played.
So I think, it was important to shout out. But I want to talk about your guy, Civir. I think a lot of us felt that Casemiro was past his best and not sort of at the races anymore. Like, he'd have his moments and stuff. But not only did he have a really good game, that I thought, but when he came off as a substitute, you noticed straight away, like, he was not there anymore. Like the sort of chasm that developed once he came off was so obvious. But yeah, like, what were your thoughts on his? Obviously, his goal was a little bit lucky because it bounced off the defender's thing. But overall, I thought he was phenomenal. Like, he ran that midfield show, and what you've been saying for ages, Bruno and Casemiro is the only midfield that works at the minute. Like, nothing else is working at the minute, and obviously one day a week helps with that because we don't have to play Europe and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, just talk about Casemiro because I really enjoyed his performance yesterday.
Yeah, he was undoubtedly one of our best players on the game. But I just want to quickly just touch on Sesko because I was one of the ones who was, yeah, I know. I was very skeptical about Sesko. But these last few games have made me realize that he's a lot more technical than I gave him credit for.
Yeah.
And which is what actually helps, what makes him fit the system way better than Rasmus Højlund was. And in the role, I'm not so, I know other people have different expectations of him, but I'm not that fussed if he doesn't get too many goals. Because that sort of role, like, you need a striker that can bring balance to the two tens that you're playing alongside. And it's not like everyone trying to scramble for goals. You need him to allow those players to play well. And I was really worried that he won't be able to do that. But he's shown a lot of maturity so far with the way he's playing, the decision he makes. I know there was a couple of, I think there was one occasion where he could have played in Buemo in for a clear goal, but he took the shot. But then that's what strikers do. Like, it's their instinct. So they would always shoot, So I didn't hold it against him, but I'm just really, really impressed with the way he's going. I remember saying that I didn't think he was going to score 10 goals this season because of the way we play. But, he's already got 2. There's 8 to go, so it's possible. And I also said at the time that I'll be more than happy for him to prove me wrong. So, hopefully he gets 15 or 20.
Yeah.
Casemiro. I'm not surprised. He played really well. Him and Bruno just worked it. Bruno, that's another guy. Everyone that I've been criticizing, everyone started
they've listened to you. Like, Chivy's not happy. I need to go.
I'm absolutely loving Bruno in this role, and I'm so happy we didn't sell him for that 100 million because he's really starting to play that role properly, and I'm so comfortable. Yeah,
that assist, Civir. Oh my goodness me! He should get that as a stat.
Did he get it?
As an assist?
Yeah.
No, he won't get it. He won't get it.
He didn't touch the ball, but the dummy was...
the intelligence.
He scanned for like half a second and saw Mbeumo running in. I don't know how he pulled that off.
Mad.
But that's we've seen Bruno do stuff like that before. Yeah. But for me, it's the way he manages the ball in the middle. There's no dilly-dallying. His decision making is getting better. Even though he's not losing the ball as much as he used to lose it before, which used to drive me crazy. And I'm just happy with that. Anyway, him and Cass, they seem to get the role now as far as being those, the midfielders there. We keep the ball better when both of them are there, which is why whenever we lose them, one of them in that midfield, everything goes to shit.
Well,
when we played...
Just to interrupt you, Jimmy,
he got the red card.
Man United have only conceded 3 goals when Casemiro's on the pitch. When he's not on the pitch, we've conceded 15 goals.
Oh, wow.
So, do you know what I mean?
That's crazy. He got the red card against Chelsea, right? And then we went to play Brentford, and he wasn't there.
I just
remember because he missed. Yeah, him and Ahmad weren't there. Yeah. The whole dynamic fell apart. What game was it where he had to go off because he had a yellow? It might have been the Fulham game.
Ugarte came on for him, didn't he?
Yeah. He tackled the guy, didn't he? And then he was like, he's on a yellow. It's like, you get him off.
Yeah.
He needs to come off.
Yeah. And then Liverpool, towards the end of the game, when Cass comes off, we could not keep the ball. Like, we had to weather that storm, that 10, 15-minute storm or whatever it was. We just don't keep it when he's there, when him and Bruno play together. So, yeah, long may it continue. But, yeah, Cass, I'm just well happy. I mean, it's good to see players be able to turn things around. Yeah. And sorry.
No, sorry. I was just saying, I think it's going to be interesting in it the December period to see how he manages him, because obviously we know games come thick and fast, 2-3 games a week or whatever it's been. How are they going to kind of? Is it going to be 60 minutes and take him off and manage him like that? Because Amarin seems to do that quite a lot, doesn't it, with players?
Yeah. I think that's the problem we're going to have going forward, and I'm sure we'll talk about it later on. But then whenever it's the squad, that's the problem now. Whenever one or two pieces comes out of this starting 11, everything
Depth's
seems
not
a
there,
bit
is it? Not especially in the
depth isn't
midfield. Midfield, like there's zero depth in it. But yeah, we'll move on to Brian Mbeumo. Wayne Rooney said his confidence very high at the minute. Hope that continues. He's certainly been the best signing for Man United this season. He's our top goal scorer at the minute with 5 goals. He said, I always try to aim big in everything I do. I do not set limits on myself what I can reach. I'm going to work and try and do as best as I possibly can. He has been integral, hasn't he, Nick, for the last couple of games, Brian Mbeumo. Important goals, assists, his work rate, his defensiveness, his ability to drive forward and just never give up. Like, I have been blown away by how good he is. Is he our best signing this summer?
I think he's, to be honest, one of the best signings post-Fergie. So if he continues doing what he's doing, obviously it's a bit early to judge him on that. But based off the sample size I've seen so far and watching him live as well, I mean, you could tell someone's a really good player by the fundamentals, like the first touch, how to receive a ball, the technique and how they're shooting, how they're crossing, the little things like that. You can just see if a player's class or not. Sometimes when you watch, I hate going back to Dallo all the time, but sometimes the basic fundamentals, what he does, if it's off by 5% in the Premier League or whatever, it can kill you. And Mbeumo, you can, whatever kind of pass it is, whether it's one of those fades, when you just drill it in, pause, whether it's one of those lofted ones, like, he just deals with it. And I think he's, from a technical standpoint, he's so fucking good. And people, United fans probably won't like me saying this, but as a comparison, the closest person I can kind of put him towards is probably Mo Salah. In terms of how efficient he is, the fact he's a right-sided player, he's left-footed, and his positioning as well. Like,
His first touch. Do you see that touch where he brought it down and he knocked it round the player at the same time?
Oh,
he's
like,
fucking Christ.
And you know what? People were looking at his price tag as well when we bought him for like 70 million. Like, maybe that's a little bit heavy. No. Like that now, I'm like, that is worth it because he's come in. Both of them, I'm sure you want to touch on Cunha a little bit later on. Yeah. Both of them have just like that. Premier League proven, come to United, and they just carried on at where they left off, basically. And they're 2 massive signings. Huge. Yeah.
We've definitely sort of upgraded the front line. Like, there's no doubt about that. Obviously, we touched on Sesko and Mbeumo. You could talk about Mbeumo as well if you want, Chivy, but Matheus Cunha's finally on the goal scoring sheet. He's finally got a goal. Well deserved, like really top goal. Little layoff from Casemiro, takes a touch and just smashes it from outside the box, which we've seen him do a ton of times for Wolves. I think he did it against us as well for Wolves, if I remember. Yeah. How important is that now for his confidence? He's got his goal. He's been working his arse off like for the last couple of games. I think Amrin made a comment about his defensive work he wasn't happy with, but in this game he was getting back, he was tracking back, he was making tackles, he's getting involved. Yeah, like, he seems to be peaking as well. Like, Mbeumo's on the way up, he's on the way up. Like, how happy you been with Cunha so far?
I'm really happy. It was one of these, the way football banter is nowadays, like, if you don't have a goal or assist, to start the whole 007 thing and, But then even though he didn't have any of that, it doesn't feel like it. Like, he's been really, really good. Like, when we played Liverpool as well, like, he didn't get the goal, he didn't get an assist, but, he was probably our best player against Liverpool. So, yeah, I was really, really pleased that he got the goal. I think it's also come at the right time when we're building momentum as well. And I think if anyone deserved the goal, he did. He's put in a shift and a half. Yeah. And getting those 2 was a major coup for us this summer. I mean, we don't need, they were the kind of players that we didn't need to give time to settle in or, they just hit the ground running. Cunha's qualities are just crazy. Like, he's literally the typical, the typical
magician.
Premier League player. Like, he's got everything. He's got the touch, he's got the dribbles, he's got pace, he's aggressive, he's everything, he's intelligent with the ball, decision making, everything. And I think he's just tailor-made for this system with the way we play. So yeah, long may it continue, man. I'm super, super chuffed that he got that goal because, we play, especially attackers, like, they need that sort of, just that little bit of confidence. Yeah, they need that breather, because the longer it takes, they keep snapping at chances, and then it kind of just, it kind of drags on. But yeah, I'm happy he got to go, man.
Yeah,
Can I add on to Cunha, Sam, as well?
Yeah.
Like the thing that Chiri mentioned, like why stats aren't everything in football, because people don't take things into account, like composure under pressure at times in massive games like Anfield, for example, being street smart in those kind of games, like having the leaders on the pitch, character, the way you press off the ball, everything like that. You don't see those things on SofaScore. None of that comes in.
The intangibles.
Intangibles. Yeah, he is a prime example of that. And that's why you look at the narratives around like Florian Wirtz, for example, and Cunha. Both of them haven't really got a goal or assist until like recently. But the difference is, like, we're watching Cunha in the team and we're seeing him be effective. So it's undeniable, really. Like, at some point, it's just going to come. Whereas I've watched Wirtz for Liverpool, and I'm like, he's still not dealing with the intensity of the Premier League. He's not finding the spaces that he was in the German league. So people can have whatever narratives they want outside of football. We know Cunha is the real business, mate, from the performances we've seen, bar the Brentford one.
Can we just, as well, Liverpool 4 losses in the Premier League.
Yeah, mad, isn't it? How quickly football can change.
How good was this weekend? Chelsea lose, Liverpool lose. Like, what a fucking weekend that is.
Yeah.
Isn't it? It's funny. It's funny how things change all of a sudden. Like, the mood has changed. Now it's Liverpool. Everyone's like, and I have zero sympathy. Zero.
I agree.
Zero. Because when it was us, right? When it was, I mean, we were supposed to be, when it was us, everyone was just, taking a free shot. And, now look at the way things have changed. Like, it's so funny.
That's what I wanted to get onto next, because we've now won 3 games on the bounce, which is the first one under Amrim. We had back-to-back wins. Now we've got 3 games on the bounce. We're starting to build momentum, Nick. We've got Forest next on Saturday, or is it Sunday? I can't remember which one. Saturday, and then we've got Spurs, both away games. If we can say 4 points out of these next couple of games, obviously we want 6 points, and so that guy can get his haircut finally. That'd be nice before the international break. But yeah, if we can get 4 points out of this, and the way these other teams are sort of falling apart, like Chelsea, managed to win against Sunderland, like Liverpool are on a losing streak, and it doesn't seem like they know what to do there. Slot's losing his mind. Obviously, Arsenal are in a different stratosphere at the minute with the way they're just keeping teams out. City don't look 100% confident at times. Like, there's still some things there. If we can win or do something these next couple of games heading into this international break, is there a sort of room for being confident about United again there? Or is it still far too early to talk about that?
Do you know where the confidence stems from with me? It stems from the different kind of tactical approaches that we're doing against each team. It doesn't seem like we're just doing one thing and it's working. It seems like we're adopting different approaches. So, like, for example, against Sunderland and Liverpool, I felt we went very direct, long ball, old school 90s football, straight up to him, and then kind of play off that. And we was winning the second ball quite a lot. And then when you watch us against Brighton on the weekend, a lot more like triangles on the ground, like through balls. I don't know. It just felt like a different kind of game to the other ones, and we almost out Brighton in a way. I'd probably say so. That's what fills me with more confidence going into the games, because when you're coming up against Forest, for example, now when you're playing Sean Dyche at the City ground, you know fine well exactly what's going to happen. You know he's just going to fucking 11 men behind the ball. It's going to be compact. It's going to really stink the place out, and we're going to just have to do everything in our beings to get 1 or 2 goals, and you're probably going to win the game. And I think because of the attackers that we've got and how much praise we've just been giving them, I don't see us not scoring against Nottingham Forest. So for that game specifically, I think you're probably going to go there and get a win. The Spurs game that you touched on there, that's the one for me where I'm like, that's the... Out of them 5, Spurs and Crystal Palace away from home, how they do in them games and how they deal with it and how they manage it is going to be telling for me whether or not you can really start to maintain that position in the top 4, because Spurs have been pretty good as well. They've turned into they're basically Arsenal, like doing what they're doing, like they're winning goals off set pieces, and just
they played
a lot stronger
terrible against Everton. Like, Everton had most of the ball, they were creating chances, but then Spurs just killed them on the counter. Like, just completely destroyed them.
Van der Ven got 2 headers. I know because I had it in my fantasy team. I was like, Van der Ven, 24 points. I was like, what?
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, set pieces are massive now. If United can deal with them, given the teams that we're playing at the minute, I think we'll do all right. But the tough games.
Yeah, we were sort of talking pre-season, Chivy, and we were like, I think I was talking like 9th, 8th for United, possibly. We'll get into Champions League like later, but European places, if we keep playing the way we are, surely that's a must now. If we keep putting in these sort of performances and stuff like that, you have to be looking at European places, surely.
I'm sorry, I have to be the wet blankets.
No,
This whole
please,
thing.
please.
But it's like, what, 9 games?
Yeah.
It's,
I'm just saying
it's
how
really,
unpredictable the season is. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's...
I know. It's important that we temper the hype with some realism here. Like, it's really important because you know how the mood changes. If we drop a couple of points, maybe we take the lead, we're leading 2-1, and then they get a penalty, and then it's 2-2, the game ends, and then it ends kind of like on a negative note, and then everything just changes. So it's really important that we have to just have a dose, just take it game by game. But like Nick touched on earlier about the way this is what gives me confidence as well, with the way it's not just one system against different opposition. This is what used to drive me crazy about system coaches. Like, they just have one set way of playing. But like, and it wasn't until Nick mentioned it that it really started to make sense, because we played completely different against Bayern, and which was different to what we played against Liverpool, which was different to what we played against Sunderland.
Chelsea as well,
and Chelsea as well. Yeah. So that's something that could give me some confidence going in against Sean Dyche. It's a different vibe now going in. But the City ground has also been a bit of a bogey-ish team for us as well. I think we lost 2-1. We lose 2-0.
Yeah, Nuno. Yeah, under Nuno.
Nana had a fucking nightmare, didn't he?
Exactly.
Gibbs White, that shot. But don't forget, Civir, they've won 1 in the last 10. Forest.
Yeah. So I mean, this is.
We got
pretty
battered.
much the right
We got battered at the weekend as well. Like, it wasn't.
Yeah.
You've got to go there and beat him. Like,
yeah, you have to. You have to. Yeah. But at this point, like, Sam, just to go back to your question.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the real test is.
Yes.
Right. Because we've played the emotional games, and we've played Arsenal, Chelsea, City, Liverpool, Brighton, right? We've played Sunderland, who are currently fourth? Second? Yeah, some stupid thing like that. Yeah.
Crazy.
Absolutely
crazy.
Who beat Chelsea at the weekend, by the way, as well.
Who beat Chelsea? Yeah. Exactly. So, like, we've played some really, really tough teams so far, and we've had to rely on, like, the emotional side of it. But then now, this is your bread and butter. This is where you're supposed to start beating the teams you are supposed to beat, and this is where we've struggled over the last couple of years. If we get a really good result, or even if we have a really good performance in the next 2 games, that would then give me, a clear sort of, perception of where we're going to end. Where we're going to end up at the end of the season. If we totally lose our shit against Tottenham, then it's like back to basics again. But I am a lot more confident now, because it feels just a little bit different now.
It does feel different.
Just a little bit, yeah. But I'm not overconfident, because I know, like, it's thin ice, because, like we talked about earlier on, once a few people come out of the squad, everything just seems to just go to shit. So. Yeah, let's just see what happens. It's so unpredictable now, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to read a couple of comments out just because there's quite a few. Lumen, big up. Roman Redwire, big up, you guys. Thank you. Sons as well. Europa League should be the goal, just like Mourinho did. Boulder Games, Europa League is 5 places too low nowadays. Since September is 0 with him on the pitch. I think that's Casemiro. Adam G, couldn't give a toss what they say about Cunha, let him cook. We are happy. Teams just need to put 11 players on the line for set pieces against Arsenal. That's the solution. I mean, teams have been doing that and they're still getting through, man. Like, they're still doing it. So it's tricky, man. Spurs home form is horrific, by the way. I don't fear Spurs. They're 17th for home form. That's a positive. Horrible time to be playing Forest away. Daesh factor at home. If it was at Old Trafford, it'd be certain win for us. What I'm saying is every game's tricky for us. Next 2 games very difficult. Yeah, there's good comments there from people as always. Nick, we're headed into this, like you said, busy period. After this international break, it's a busy period. What's your biggest fear running into that period of like the wheels coming off it? Is it like Chibi said, the squad depth and a couple of injuries here and there, or is it possibly like the sort of Amrim tactic tinkering a bit too much? Obviously, the changing of the centre backs is a bit weird. The substitutions against Brighton, I thought was a mistake. Stuff like that. Like, what's your biggest worry heading into this period?
I think we all have kind of trust issues with this team, and rightfully so, because there's been games where we've looked really, really good, and then the next game it's just been an utter bag of shit. Where people like, you watch the Arsenal game, you think these guys can beat anyone, they could take on anyone. And you watch the Grimsby game, and you go, what the fuck has just happened? Like, how have they dropped that low? So the trust still isn't quite there with me yet, personally. I think was it exactly a month ago today? I think it was when Brentford beat us in that game.
Yeah,
that's 4 weeks ago. That's not very long. Like, and they're still showing little habits. I look at the second half against Brighton and the goals that they're scoring, and like, obviously one was a set piece. Danny Welbeck, the goal he scored. Maybe Le Mans probably should have done better on that, but the way they got back into the game for me was a little bit like, if you want to really, really become a top team and a consistent team, you have to be watertight at the back. Yeah. And you can't be making little individual errors and mistakes and things like that. So that would be one of the things that I would kind of red flag. Defensive lapses, not covering spaces, little bits and bobs like that. In terms of fixtures out of that 5, Palace away is the one where I think we might struggle, because I know Brighton was a bogey team, but Palace typically are as well. And they play a similar system. And they're going to want to look to bounce back because it's been in a bit of a rut at a minute. So by the time that comes around and we play them, that's the one I would kind of earmark as to be like, that's going to be difficult. Sometimes you look at them games where you go, do you know what? If you come away with a draw, it's not the worst thing in the world, man. If you're beating teams like Liverpool and Brighton, like, you're going to be fine. So, yeah.
Johnny Mahoney, the little laps could be brilliant going forward next year. As we're 3 up, we might react better. Maybe that's something to be looked at. Chivi, like, I just want to talk about the Champions League. Obviously, it's way too early to predict that, like, at this point. But what would that do for United in terms of the progression we're trying to build at this club? Like, obviously, we're trying to advance, want to win titles, want to do that. If we manage to qualify for the Champions League this year, does that set us ahead of our expectations, or do you think putting us into that competition now is just too early and we're just going to get wiped aside if we do end up in it next year?
It's been a really long time since mentally I had Champions League and Manchester United like in the same sort of It just feels like alien. It's just like one of those things I just never really.
Well, the last campaign, Onana basically just didn't want to be in it, did he? That's basically what happened there. He just cost us the entire campaign. So
yeah, I mean, even then, like, for us to be in that position, like, it was surreal to me. Like, it was really surreal. But I mean, it would do wonders. It would do absolute wonders. But then, after coming 15th,
are we ready for it? That's what I'm asking.
As a squad, probably not.
No, I don't think we are either.
Yeah, as a squad, I don't think so. I think we still need to change. There's a few people that we need to change, and that kind of stuff. But then, you never know. Like, the European game is completely different from what we play. Like, Liverpool on a terrible run, but then they went and spanked Frankfurt.
Oh, Frankfurt, yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, they spanked Frankfurt for some. Arsenal go and spank
5-1.
Yeah. Arsenal beat Atletico Madrid quite easily. 4-0, right? And then they came and then, they needed like a set piece,
mate. It's the word you're looking for.
Someone, exactly.
Set pieces.
That's crazy. So it's like the European game is different, but then I don't think we're ready as things stand right now to play Champions League football. Maybe Europa League, maybe. Sort of thing. But then I'm not even trying to think about the Champions League right now. Like, it would have to be, it'd have to be January or February if we're there or thereabouts. Then I can realistically, then I can realistically allow myself to think about that. Let's not forget, when AFCON comes,
Yeah, gonna
We
lose
lose-
three players. Gonna lose 3 players.
Oh,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Who's fourth?
Is it Mbumo,
Mbumo,
Ahmad,
Mazraoui.
Mazraoui,
Oh
and
shit,
then
was right.
I'm thinking Onana's
Yeah.
fucking obviously,
Amazing.
which wouldn't matter
I
I
anyway.
mean,
Yeah.
if that would be good, wouldn't it? If he went, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, three key
So-
players that though, innit? Like,
Yeah. So I mean, I'm just I wouldn't think about Champions League just yet. I'd rather just wait till when it starts to feel a little bit realistic, then we can think about that. But for now, I mean, nothing kills momentum faster than getting ahead of yourself. So
Oh yeah,
if
100%.
you get it, you build momentum and think everything's going well, and then that's it. Just one one sucker punch, and then it all goes to shit. So I'd rather wait.
Sort of final questions before we wrap up. Nick, we spoke a couple of weeks ago, and I said, and I think you had a similar sentiment. I don't believe Amrin could turn this around. Like my faith is sort of gone in it. Have you changed your mind on that, or are you still in that mindset? Just because of the tactical adaptability you've seen over the last sort of couple of games.
do you know what's funny? On the weekend, we finished the round of Tory golf.
Yeah.
And we sat having a pint and that after it. And one of my mates said to me next to me, like, this guy was saying fucking sack hammering on BBC News the other day and blah, blah, blah. I said, mate, you can't just say things like that. You've got to offer some form of context to it, right? Because that was straight after the Grimsby game. And someone's put a microphone in front of me and was like, how do you feel? You're obviously livid. You can't you watch that game and you're like, how on earth can I back anything out of that? Do you know what I mean? And it just felt like we was in a rut at the time. But if there's anything I've learned watching football in the time period that I have, is that football can change so quickly. Everyone was, with Liverpool, 5 games in, they won 5 in a row. Everyone was talking about how they're going to run the league and smash it and do all these things. And they've got Isaac and this and that. Now everyone's looking at him going, are they actually going to get Champions League football? People are talking about Slot, how he's not doing things right. So you never know. If we continue on this trajectory, if the recruitment continues how it's going, because I think that's one of the biggest things for us. The recruitment's been so fucking good.
Yep.
Getting Le Mans for 20 million, getting Cunha and Mbumo in, the rest that we've done has been really, really good, and it's added quality to the team. So if they continue on this, and you can see this progression, I'm fucking the first one to sit there and say I was absolutely wrong about it, 100%.
Yeah.
But we can't use 3 games to say, right, well, we're out of this rut now. It's got to be, you've got to continue this pattern. And then, like you said, Europe's going to factor into it as well. You've got to then start buying bigger squads so you can deal with it and then deal with the players that you're going to lose in the summer. So I'm with it. I'm on the train at the minute. Let's just see where it fucking goes to.
Civir, you've been saying you were confident for like quite a bit, like because of certain changes and stuff like that. Obviously, the Grimsby result, the Brentford result was a pretty shitty sort of come down. Are you still feeling confident, or is your confidence gone up since those couple of games?
I was impressed with the way we're playing when in the first couple of games against Arsenal and Fulham, and there were things I was seeing there. But then I'm also going to say that I actually thought he'll be gone by the end of the season as well, because I didn't think it was sustainable. Like the style of play, I didn't think I could see improvements, and I remember saying this is something that I could believe in. But then very quickly, like Nick was talking about how things change in football, like I'm one of them too as well. Like it happens to all of us. Like I quickly lost faith because, especially with the Kobe situation and the Xerxes situation as well. Like I just kind of just lost faith in the whole thing. And I honestly, when Jim Ratcliffe was talking about giving him, was it 3 years?
3 years.
He said,
Yeah, 3 years.
Or something like that. I was like, there's no way.
Do you not think that settled things down though, Civir? Like by saying that?
Honestly, because I thought I said it here, I was like, he's lying. He's clearly lying. Just there's no way somebody that ambitious would see the style of football we're playing. And
it's the ultimate back
it
manage,
kind
though,
of
isn't it? It's the ultimate.
Yeah,
just like
because
he's staying, so get with it.
Like media, shut the fuck up. We're sticking with it.
And literally, it just went. It went dead because the whole time it was just speculation about Amrim's future. With the fans, with the press and all that kind of stuff.
The whole players against him. They don't have faith. Blah blah blah. All that shit.
Honestly, Ratcliffe then comes out and then says, "I'm going to give him 3 years," and that was it. And then all of a sudden things. So maybe that's it. I don't know. But then I'm with Nick as well. Like I know 3 games is can make things 3 wins can make things look but I would wait a little bit. But yes, there's a lot to believe in now. It's not just Amarim, but it's the way the players are responding to the tactics. It's the way I'm seeing how I'm getting every time like this last 3 games. I'm so impressed with Bruno, and I'm like, man, we might have to keep him for one more one more season because what's the point of him getting really good in this position?
Yeah.
Then we sell him and then have to
Exactly.
get someone else to come and start,
Yeah.
getting used. So I'm like, we might have to keep him. And I was like, I can't believe I'm saying this. Like, keep Bruno. But like, with players responding to it, Maguire, De Ligt, Lenny Yoro.
Oh my
There's
god!
so many. I wanted to talk about De Ligt. We just ran out of time because
people,
he is
bro, you do a full hour on De Ligt.
Honestly, people are slowly starting to understand this style of, the style that we're playing. And if that's the case, then yes, then we might as well just keep him and see how far this goes.
Yeah,
Can I ask you, Sam?
Yeah.
Before you finish the show, what do you think about it? Because like we said, 3 games is a bit of a thing here, but it does feel different, doesn't it?
Yeah. No, I watched that Liverpool game, and honestly, I was expecting the worst. Like I was like, I don't expect anything, and I saw something different. I saw a different look in the players' eyes. I saw a different mentality and stuff like that. And obviously, Shaw, yeah, yeah. Honestly, after Casemiro came off, it went a bit to shit. But like that's just the lack of depth in the midfield. And then Brighton again, like Jimmy said, I had no idea because we had that fantastic Liverpool win, and then Brighton is the bogiest of bogey teams. Like I was just like, they always have our number, no matter what. They always seem to do us. Yeah. And we just outplayed them for most of the game. Like we just absolutely took it to them. And then obviously the free kick thing, the referee, Jesus Christ, I could have an hour on that referee who was shocking. Why Ahmad didn't get a penalty was beyond me. Don't understand that decision, but beyond.
Do you think Dorgu's, to ask you, do you think Dorgu's was?
I think
I think it was lucky.
I think he probably got away with it. He probably got away with it.
If that's against us, if we're through and Brumo's through, I think maybe the touch helped out a little bit, like because he got away from him. But I'm like looking, I'm like, he's gonna get himself.
There's an Mbumo. There was the Mbumo one on the line as well that I thought was a foul. I thought that was thing. So, but yeah, beside the point. But yeah, and then that Brightford thing. Apart from when they got to number 2, I was like, oh shit, Old United, they're coming back. We're gonna chuck this away and stuff. And then Mbumo went, nah, this is not happening, and just went down the other end and put one in. And I was just like, cool, this is different. Like you said, this feels different now because he's done that. That feels different. So hopefully we continue this on. Forest, let's beat them. If we could beat Spurs, fantastic. But I think a draw, I wouldn't mind a draw at Spurs. Like I'd take a draw. Yeah, I'd take a draw at Spurs. So, but yeah, we could mention so many players. Like De Ligt has been phenomenal. I think having Le Mans in the net is just so calm. Like the calmness and the chill at the back. Now I don't worry now. Like ball comes in the box, I'm like, cool, that's fine.
I know there was a robbery in Paris the other day. There's a robbery in Belgium as well, mate. 20 million for that fucking player is crazy.
And then
I went past the Louvre when that happened, and you could still see the ladder that they used.
It's all daylight, you know.
Do you know the
9:30 a.m.
Do you know the lift company they used, or the sort of lift thing? So the company that they rented it from, they did an ad featuring their lift saying like it's good enough to rob the Louvre, like, and I was like, well done,
that is
fantastic.
That is
whoever's
class.
Your head of marketing gets a fucking raise because that's phenomenally good.
Was it Paddy Power who put a bus outside Old Trafford and said, what was it?
Oh, 343.
343.
Yeah, it was
the only 343 that works.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, just you have to sometimes you have to sit back and just go, fair enough, mate.
But that is Unfiltered for tonight. Thank you, lads, for joining us. I know it's me hosted again, but Nick's obviously been away on his Tory weekend and wanted to get his thoughts on the game and chat about that rather than do hosting duties. Please do follow all the socials and all that sort of stuff, the Instagram, the TikTok, the X, the Blue Sky. I think we're on 29,083 subscribers, so we crossed the 29k mark, so we're hitting close to the 30k, so please do subscribe if you're new. Leave a comment, leave a like, all that good stuff. We'll be back this week. I think we're going to get Jay Motti on this week. There's another interview in the works that we're trying to get. Obviously, we'll have the Forest preview, and there'll be a bunch of other stuff as well. So, yeah, anything I'm missing?
Yeah,
Nick?
Yeah, could I
Yeah,
just say?
tell them
Go
to
on.
look out for the OnlyFans. It's coming out
Yes,
soon as well.
yes.
So the real
Yeah,
Red
yeah.
OnlyFans.
Real Red
Chivy's really
OnlyFans.
trying to plug this.
He wants to do this. Chivy's
Yeah.
obviously having financial problems, so he
I was
needs to
about to
sort
say
of
he's a
push the,
businessman because he's
Yeah.
thinking 30,000 people,
Yeah.
charge him a quid a
Yeah.
piece, even
Yeah.
if you want to
I'm
do
telling
that.
you.
30 grand. Can I just add on just to end the show with as
Yep.
well? The subscriber count that we're reaching is nearly the full capacity of what Brighton can have in their stadium, just to put it into a bit
Hey.
of perspective.
There you
So
go.
there you go. Have that one for your dinner.
Did you see Andy Mitten go off on Brighton, by the way, on talking to Devils?
I did.
He just lost his shit
mate.
for no
Wow.
reason.
Yeah, like I was roasting him. It was like the roast of Brighton for
Yeah, I was
15
like,
minutes,
what the
wasn't
fuck?
it?
What's he got against Brighton? This is
He was
weird.
like, who does this club think they are? Like talking about United fans and all this thing. Like they could only get
It's just
2,000 people in
years.
the stadium 10 years ago. Who the fuck do they think they are? Like blue
it's
side of
just
Manchester and all this. It's
so
like,
funny.
Fucking hell.
It's so funny.
Yeah,
I love
but
Andy.
someone put a sign up that he asked for in the
With
stadium
the crowd number on.
with a crowd number on
Oh,
it. Someone
fantastic.
made the finger and had
Fantastic.
it in the crowd in the Stretford end with a,
Fantastic.
like basically saying 5,000. That's your numbers, mate.
I love it.
Fuck off.
I love that. I love that shit. But yeah,
Yeah.
please do subscribe if you're new. Check out the socials, and we'll see you again.